Gunfire sounds just outside of the Ukrainian capital Kyiv. This is to mark the end of World War II. A special historical reenactment group dressed in World War II-era uniforms of US, UK and German soldiers stand before recreating a battle scene. Children have a great opportunity to see which countries participated in the war, the types of weapons, clothes and military equipment that were used. Kids will be able to learn more about those times. Each participant is ready to answer any questions about the World War II reenactment. This young man is dressed in the uniform of a British Army soldier. This is the uniform of a soldier of General Anderson's army. The semi-live fire reenactment attracts visitors from all over the country. I have been interested in history and weapons since I was very little. This is where I can see all kinds of different weapons and even hold them in my hands. It's a completely different experience than just looking at pictures on the internet. This is a reconstructed American military field hospital. One person was usually selected from the military unit to help in the medical tent. He was called a combat medic. He was provided with first aid equipment and medicine. His task was to provide first aid and quickly take the wounded to the hospital. The injured would then be looked at by a doctor in the hospital. Many of the scenes use authentic syringes, wound dressings, as well as other medical elements. We try to collect as many different objects as possible to make everything lifelike. We visit flea markets and antique shops very often. The final battle begins. It's a fight between Red Army soldiers and Nazi German forces. Bullets and grenades are flying across the field. Despite the lifelike battle scene unfolding before the visitors' eyes, none seem to be too afraid. German soldiers have won the battle and they're taking the remaining Red Army soldiers with them as prisoners. We spoke to one of the captured soldiers. His name is Yaroslav, and he tells us that he's a big fan of reenactment. My parents began taking me to these kinds of events when I was very little. I took part for the first time when I was 10 years old. Now, Yaroslav says he's an expert on different types of weapons. This model was produced in 1941. It's very common. All of the participants agreed that the key goal of World War II reenactment is not the guns or the military equipment. The main aim remains to bring history to life and help others learn more about the past.